The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here on this Tuesday, the 17th of July, mid-month, actually a little bit more than mid-month. And here we are down only 81 points at 42,432 in the Dow. And this is what I need to show you. There's a site. Should I expand it? Yeah, here we go. Expanding it. There we go. Oops, wrong one. Expand the daily, not the weekly. Look at this. Keep doing the wrong one. Let me just move that over. Sorry, here we go. I don't like the silence, so let me just get this back again. Okay, sorry, I'm just moving this all remotely, so I need to be a little there. So I'm looking at this rectangle formation. Let's just expand a little bit, and it's real simple. Limited upside, I've been saying that for about 2-3 weeks now. Limited upside, but possibly just in this particular phase, limited downside with sudden swoons like we had, what was it, Thursday going to Friday, and Thursday night, Friday. And then all of a sudden the market tries to come back. But until that 9-period moving average, you see this little green line here above the black line? That's the 9-period moving exponential moving average over the 14-period exponential moving average. Until that turns negative, goes pink, we have some kind of buying support. The MACD is weak, the relative strength is weak, stochastics way down 59%. On balance volume is pretty good. Look at that blue line. So it's a work in progress. And what I want you to do here is, look, Cintas, this is really the U.S. economy, right? This is a big part of it. Cintas, corporate, it just uniforms, rentals, does a lot of things. If you go to, look, it made a high, a double top, 228.12 back in November of 2024, cascades down to the 180s, spirals back up to 229.24. And I've been talking about this for ages now. These double tops they can be quite potent, but they can also just be strong resistance. And right now it's strong resistance. But you can see the 9-period moving average today has just turned S, which means that that particular indicator has gone S for south, I guess you can say, but it's for sell. That's just the one indicator. That's the whole thing. But the MACD is weak. The relative strength right there, the gray line, is steady but weak. Stochastic is very weak at 28%. And if you put it together with, say, URI, I like to have a couple of these things that I look at all the time. URI is in fact rentals, and this is United Rentals, is trading up 18 at 707, but really it's gone sideways. It hasn't broken down, just as Cintas is still holding very well. So URI is holding very well, United Rentals. But it's off the 896 all-time high that was made way back in about November or so of last year, coming all the way down to the 620s and then bounces up. And look, it's just stuck at the 200-period exponential moving average. If you look at, and this to me is also part of the issue, if you look at Marriott, all-time high 307, plunges down to the 200-period moving average at about 205, rallies all the way up, and now it's kind of gone sideways, dreaded H pattern, but not really failing. If you look at H, which is that Hyatt? Yeah, Hyatt hotels. Now, there are a lot of charts that have this particular pattern. Look at this. You've gone to the 200-period moving average, double top at 168 twice, right? So you go 168 back in late 2024, early 2025, you go to 168.10, 10 cents off the previous high, and that becomes a G, peak G in the monthly chart, and it plunges, and now it's coming back a little bit. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, if you look at the economy, there are certain sectors that are showing weakness, but at the same time, I'm kind of impressed at the whole tech sector, and tech's really the most. I can just hit the semiconductor index is trading. Why did? Oh, there it is. Right now at a recovery high. that 283.07 high of July of 2024 slumped to 200, ran back to 269.66, plummets down to 170 to the 200-period moving average, and comes back where? To today's level of 265.29. So we're just underneath that previous high, but this is good action. This is the way I like to look at the chips and semiconductor, is that the semiconductor chips of the 1900s. So the crude oil, what it did to the economy, how it helped out was in almost every major aspect. So computer chips are exactly the same way. So this is very important that it's rallying. So let's just go on. So I'm just going to do this again just to see where we are. The Dow is now down 70. It's trying to come back. The 9-period moving average has not gone. We are short, kind of aggressively short, but we're also long. We've been long for a very long time. I don't want to change that position because we've got in so nicely. But at the same time, as a trade, we are short. Looking at the S&P, the S&P is trading just down 11 at 6,021. It's kind of in this area, the 620s down to the I call it the 590s, 5,090 area. Hasn't broken down yet. Look at the weekly chart, still very strong. We're looking at the QQQ. It's the same kind of pattern. Look, the QQQ has almost double topped in the very short term, made a major high 540.81 in February of this year, slumps down to the 400 level, screams back up, and here it is at 533, just underneath that previous high. Are we looking at a lot of double tops? Are we looking at limited upside? So let me continue, because I wanted to show you that the IWM, the Russell 2000, is pulling back. It's down 44 cents at 210.30. It hasn't been as strong as the others, but it did try to pop over the 200-period moving average magnet line. Where is it? Right on the magnet line right now. So that's kind of stuck in until it can get to the 218 to 222 area. IWM is just stuck. The Russell 2000, that's small caps. I wanted to show you something very interesting. Here's the XLF, made a peak there. Now, remember I was showing you the chart of was it Hyatt? Yeah, where you go to a high, then the price falls down, and then under it you get a peak ABCD. And the rule of thumb in the rectangle formation is that if you start to come down sharply and then you start to make higher highs and higher lows, there's a good chance you're going to go to just under, right on, or just above the previous high, and then you've got to be kind of careful. Well, we went just under it at a peak D. Now, talking about this quick, peak A, peak B, peak C, peak D, with the rule of thumb in the Chapman methodology, is that when you get a very quick A to D, there's a really good chance you get a pullback. Do you get a major pullback? That's not the issue. The issue is you do get a pullback. Let's look at HIMS. We were looking at this, was it yesterday or the day before? Look at that, a very quick peak, A, B, C, D, and today's down 60 cents, 70 cents, 82 cents. Whoa, this is a quick move. At 58.94, having that little breather that I was talking about, but still actually the 9-period moving average is holding very well. This is HIMS as a symbol, Hims and Hers Inc., personal health care. Next one I wanted to do that goes with that is, loud, very loud, earphone. I'll be back because there's a number of things we want to talk about, and crude oil is one of them. Look at this, crude oil up 13 cents at 71.91. Middle East always gets that crude oil moving higher. I'll be right back. Basil Chapman, Tiger Technicians Hour.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
I thought we'll get back to the crude oil in a moment, but just have a look at this. This is the futures, the mini futures, gone to a peak D already in a 1 minute chart, only down 12. That's an A, G/B. This is a C, and there's your D. Always looking for D's, the fourth highest peak. That's where a buy signal gets upgraded to a buy mode, and then you can see anything happen at that peak D. And lo and behold, we've got a D in the 1 minute chart, a D in the 5 minute chart, and we've got a leg E in the 10 minute chart out of the box. And this is going to be very important because look, there was this rectangle that I had drawn in some time ago. All right, look how long it is. Since it broke down back at 9, that was last night at 7 o'clock. Look at that. We were just stuck in this range. We've been stuck in a fairly, for this, it's a 23.25 point range. That's pretty narrow. And now we're just coming back a little bit. So as I'm looking at it over the period of the day, a close under, we're at 6,020. Two 10-minute closes under 6,000 says, we're stuck, and it really limits the upside for the day. And if we can hold and go to 60-30, it says, somehow or other there's going to be some buying, and buying will come in. But at this particular point, I'm looking at this and saying, I'm impressed with the action so far, and it's very selective, but that's fine. So here's the other thing. So crude oil, this is the Chapman Wave Inside Track repellent zone. If it starts to break into the 76s on a weekly basis, 77, I should say, that's going to be a really good breakout. If you look at the monthly chart from 2022, that high that was in the 108-ish area, 108 area. So we pull back and we're making lower lows and lower highs, and all of a sudden you go sideways. Well, time alone, going sideways, time moves sideways, right, would get you out of that inside track repellent zone and move you above it. But above it means that you're going to break out. You're ready to see 77, 78, and then 80, and that'll be a big breakout to the upside. Platinum, a statement in the den about platinum. Yep, platinum's finding buyers. Look at this. It's holding well. It's a spectacular move. Broken above the 1100 sideways, left side, right side price time match. And look at this. it's trading at $12.59, up $6. And let me just show you this chart, just expand this chart for a moment. There we go. This is the weekly chart. And look at that beautiful cup formation. I'd drawn this in a little while back. We actually went a week later, 2 weeks later, to break that left side resistance. And now, and even there, you have to look at it and say the high that was made back in 2022, that was in March, going to 1284.70 on the continuous contract. We've been above that. So this is a very significant breakout in platinum. I did also want to show you copper. Just get that out the way. Okay, high-grade copper right now is trading down a little bit, I believe, down 0.03. Made that peak D. Peak D's where other things can happen, and it's just pulled back, hasn't broken down, it's just gone sideways. Look at the TLT, this is bonds. TLT trading towards the lower range at 85.88, went to a peak D and is pulling back a little bit. Basically, it's been stuck in this range between the 83.30 low of the 22nd of May is one thing, but it's really this 84.20, was it 84? Okay, 84.80, 84.79. If it goes under that, that means you can probably get an arch formation. Yields are going to go higher as the TLT goes lower. Let's go to the TBT. There we go. TBT is trading. Yeah, it's trough D and now it's trying to rally. So in a sense, this is yields, and yields are going a little bit higher. It's just stuck in a range. Now, I had a bunch of things that I wrote down here. I had questions, and I don't know if I got to it. Yes. So the bonds had a very quick peak. Oh, what on earth did I just do? No way. There it is. Bonds are trading up 12-30 seconds and went very quickly to a peak A, a B, a C, and a D. And here it is pulling back a little bit. But as I say, yields at this point are not really an issue as much as they would be. So I was asked the other day about CVX, and I said, I think chart-wise, Exxon is a little bit better, but there's nothing wrong with CVX. Well, look at it today, up 270 at 148.72, right on the 200-period moving average. That was the target. I said if it broke a little bit above, which it did, and now it's in leg D in the daily, leg C in the weekly. But the monthly chart, look at that monthly chart, not that great. But look at the Exxon chart, just a little bit better. See, it's making higher highs and higher lows. That's nicer. And look at this weekly chart. Nice breakout, and there's an L, meaning ExxonMobil. We've still got 2.5 days to go, but if it can hold here, that 9-period moving average has gone positive for the very first time in a while, and that's going to be important. So this went to peak ABC. All right, and now this will be a D. Okay, so very, very good action in ExxonMobil. Question came in about, let me just see if I can find it here. Did that. Oh, AEM? Oh, yeah, that was a question. Do I think AEM is going to hold its gains? Agnico Eagle Mines, look at this, trading at 124.42, made that beautiful cup formation. I have a one-to-one extension. I like to draw these in. I either do it physically or mentally. I have it. And it has this target in the 140s. I'm keeping it there. I shouldn't have even mentioned it. But it certainly has the cup formation power on the right side with the price way above the 9-period moving average and the 9 way above the 14 in the monthly chart. The MACD is very strong. AEM is the symbol. And let me just get rid of that. It's in my way there. Yeah, and the stochastics at 90%. I mean, more than that, what do you want? In a monthly chart, that's really good. So the daily chart is just stalled a little bit under the previous high, but it's still strong. It's up 30 cents at 124.31. That was your peak. That was your starting point. So every peak gets labeled. Once you start there, every higher peak gets an alphabetization. Even if it's down, look, peak A, B, pulls back, goes to peak A, B, C, D, E, almost at the 126 level, pulls back again. Now it's 124, almost like a cup and handle. Not one of my favorite patterns, but if it starts to trade at 128 8.30 or higher, that's going to be very impressive. Then we can actually go quite a bit high. But right now, you just want to know, support level. The support level is first at 122 to 120. That's the first area. But if it starts to close under 118, be prepared that this low that was made at 100 and what? 115.74. That becomes a target if it starts to roll over here and takes out the whole 122 to 120 support. It's a bigger picture. It says now you start to see a rollover that's going to take some time. I'll be back, but AAA was the question. Let me do that right now. Yes, Alcoa is up 33 cents at 29.34. That's very nice to see. I'll talk about it when I return. Basil Chapman, Tiger Technicians Hour, and the Dow right now is trading down only 47. I'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, folks, we're back. So let's just go back to where we were. AA was what we were looking at. AA is Alcoa. Very nice move up. I'm going to call that, first of all, I'm going to call that a D to complete that C1, C2. Right there, call it a D. But if it goes just above that, I would say that if Alcoa is able at 29.43, 41 cents this week, if it can tag 30.60, just get into the 30s, that's going to be very impressive action, because that's going to help the weekly chart, which is already in leg C, but it's really a very ugly chart. So the question was, is this worth starting position in this economic structure right now? The fact that it's rallying quite nicely says to me that I would give it the opportunity to continue the move up. It's just not very good looking daily, weekly or monthly chart. Daily chart is very nice. So I'm going to say start a position at 29.34, but please, you really have to be a little generous at first, give it a 2-point stop. But once, if it's able to get into the 30s, that's where I would keep this as a core position and add just a little bit more as a trading position, and just have a trading stop, because if the market really starts to tank, it will tank. But right now it's showing independent strength. Just a question about came in, where's platinum support? I thought I gave that, or maybe I didn't. But it's at 12.54 right now. This is where it could start to stall. I'm going to say that if it gets to 13.10 by Monday or Tuesday, that is fantastic action. And if it does that, not this in the next few days, but only Monday, Tuesday, that'll start leg C in the weekly chart. It's only an A in the monthly. So you want to know support. Support will be initially at 1200, but 1183 is the black 14-period exponential moving average, and I would just say that anywhere between 1183 to 1175 is key support. Below 1170, that means it's now starting to take a much bigger breather. I think I'm forgetting something. Okay, next question came in about Tiger YouTube, and that was FDX. Let's see, what did I think it was? Let me see the question. I think I saw it, and now it's gone. Did I not see it there? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. So that's FDX is. Wait, what was it? Did I just jump two things? Yeah, I think it was Phil. So this is peak A, peak B, peak C, peak D. So let me look. You see this long leg here? That is not the start of the move up. You have to wait for a trough. But I do put the up arrow there. And now we're going to go to, that is not A, but the very next bar, after you make the trough, that's when you can start talking about, wait, where did that go? Why is that stalling for me now? Okay, I've got everything's gone. I don't believe this. Wait a minute, I don't know why. What's going on here? Where are all my icons? No, don't do that. Please don't do that. Icon. Everything's gone. All my icons have gone from the top. That's terrible. I'm stuck with the up arrow. Do I have to change everything? Why is it only that? Okay, just so as I'm looking at this, I can't even change it. So this is peak A, B, C, D, E in Federal Express. Then under it's gone A again, B, C. Yeah, this is actually acting not bad, but not great. So Federal Express, I would just say, I'd be hesitant right now to do anything. I probably would even say I would not even start a position. I'd have to wait. It's at 225.97. How on earth am I going to get all my little icons back again? Where did they go to? One's here. Good grief. That means I cannot do any notation whatsoever right now. And we've still got a bunch of time to go. Let me just check. Oh, man, that's amazing. I don't know what happened. Is it here on the other one? Yes, all those icons. Now, why did they disappear? Do I have to redo them all again? You never know. You just, you click, click, click. The next thing you know, you're out of sync. So I could go here to get them. No, I can't. Oh, that is frustrating. Maybe I can get them again after the next break. So what I'm going to do, I can't even draw the rectangle. I'm at a loss. I'm in a rectangle. I would say 235 is resistance. 220 is major support. Federal Express, if it starts to trade in the next week under 220, it's a real problem. Holding here is good. The weekly chart looks terrible. Monthly chart looks terrible. And all I can say is that the 242 200-period moving average in the weekly looks so far out. It's going to take a lot to get there. So with that, I'm going to go to the next one. The next question was Oscar, OSCR. Oh, there it is. There they are. Hi, guys. Welcome back. I knew you were here. Okay, I have to just do... Oh, please be careful. Be careful. You're back. There it is. Oh, amazing how these things happen. So, yes, Oscar's trading up 94 cents. This is Oscar Health. OSCR is a symbol. Healthcare insurance services. Monthly chart doesn't look great. Weekly chart is making lower lows and lower highs. It looks okay. It's over the 200-period moving average. And it did bounce for some reason today. If it had gone to a leg C, I would have said, that's great, but it hasn't. All right, what do you do with this? First of all, remember how I used trend lines? If a trend line has usurped its viability, then I take it and I say, what's next? So, right, I'm going to raise that now. You see that trend line? And that just says, if Oscar is able to trade over this Chapman wave inside, let me just do it like I normally would. Let me just do it one time. Click. So this one is going to be red. Right there, red. And this is going to be green. Right there. I'm like a little child with the play tools. Right there, pink. Okay, so it's trading right now at 1590. If it, at the high of the day, 1654. If in the next 2 days it's able to get above 1660, then I'm going to say, great. Now I would put it into the category of higher highs and higher lows. And if you're in a position, just raise your stop. If you were looking for a new position, would I do anything right now? It's still holding pretty good gains. The low is 1536, so it's 60 cents off the low and 60 cents off the high. It's in the middle. So now, all I can say is if you do have it, that's great. I wouldn't be adding to it. I just have it as the position that you've got, and I'd raise the stop. I'd say take a little bit off to reward yourself because it's done a little bit more than. No, I'm just saying it's kind of stuck. I need the proof that it goes to 1680s, and then I'll say, great. Now it can go back to the 18 level it was at a month ago. Basil Chapman, Tiger Traditions Hour. Got all my icons back, and I'm back in heaven. I'll be back. We wanted to look at, what was the next one? Oh, FXI. FXI is the China large cap, and it is down today. I'd be careful.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
So I just went back now that I've got all my icons back. See this line here with all these arrows and alphabet, etc. Great. So what I've done here is Federal Express. I've drawn this in and I've shown you the cup formation right there. And the rule of thumb is like a rectangle as well, that it could, if it's making after a sharp pullback, makes higher highs and higher lows. But this is a complex pullback. It's not like a single leg down. So this is where it could start to fail. So as I said before, I don't see any reason right now why I would want to go long here. I'd rather go long on strength, and this is strength after. It's a weakness after strength. Look at that. That's real strength. And now it's just kind of struggling. It's already got to a peak C. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And I'm going to draw this in. And we'll look at it in maybe a week's time. Federal Express. And I'll get it right here. There it is. Right there. So nothing to see at this particular point. So the question really was for AEM. I'm sorry, I misread it. AEM was, is there an instant restart? So remember, an instant restart, you see in the monthly chart, that is an instant restart because within 3 bars, it made a higher high. But then I have a whole bunch of rules that say if it does that, think of it just as an alphabet with a MACD stronger than 9-period moving average, very strong. Just think that you want to go alphabetically, sequentially. E, think A, E/A, then F/B, if it does that in the monthly chart. But no, in the weekly chart, we did have an instant restart, as I recall. It was back, there it is. So that was an instant restart. Let me open this up a little bit so that you can see what we're talking about. The Technical Friday, maybe I can get to it. It means that within 3 bars after peak D, it immediately goes to a higher high. Then you think E/A, alternate count, F/B. Why? Because after an instant restart, very often, when I say very often, I mean very often, you can get another 4 higher peaks to go. It's like another buy signal to buy mode. It's just a fantastic clue to say this is still very strong. And look, it was very strong, except I called it a peak F and then a brand new A, B, C, D. And that's 1, 2, 3. Even here, there was an instant restart, but it failed. Look, A, look, D, and then the weekly chart, 1 bar, 2 bar, 3rd bar makes a higher high. Think E/A, except that E pulled back very sharply, started a brand new A, F/B, because there was an instant restart, and it goes to G/C. Now, I need to do something else. Yeah, so that did not take out. If it took out that high, then we would have finally got that D, but we haven't. So there isn't an instant restart at all in the weekly chart. There was way back in April of last year, but there isn't at this point. Remember, it's within 3 bars. If it makes a higher high, then you can think E, and in your mind you can say /A, because it's an instant restart, means it could go to a brand new buy signal. We're done with AEM. Next question, what is the time? 10:48, so we've got a couple of minutes here. So other questions, Amazon, let's do it quickly. Amazon right now is trading at 216.03, down 7 cents. Just stuck in that higher range, not all-time high. That was around the 242 area. Here we are at 216. You know, on a day like this, to have Amazon moving quite nicely, I'm impressed. But look, here's that rectangle again. Remember, this is a pattern. I have a webinar on this whole thing, on the rectangle, the larger rectangle, when you come down sharply and then you start to make higher highs and higher lows, how you can go to the previous high, just under it, just on it, or just above, and then you got to be careful if you break halfway into the rectangle. Well, this is still in the upper end. We went above it. So Amazon on a very short-term basis is holding very nicely. Apple, the question was Tesla. All right, I'll get to Tesla. Apple's just fading. It's really not. Apple has a worm. It's just not made a peak C1, C2 in the daily chart. It's got the 9-period moving average in the weekly chart, still very negative. Monthly chart has made a peak D. It's still negative, hasn't gone negative in the 914, but it's real close to doing that. Apple is just, if Apple breaks 192 in the next couple of days, that's a real problem. And not only that, it has 200, it's at 197.57, down 86 cents. It has a whole bunch of resistance in the 190 area. I'm sorry, 199 area. 199 area. Next question came in, if I could look at it, was NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, this is fascinating. Remember peak Ds? If you go to peak C1, C2, very often it'll just squeak enough to get to a D. So it had the two round numbers, 145.00 for 2 out of 4 sessions. And then out of the blue yesterday, it pops to 146.18, had a 145.22 high today. It's at 104.69 down, it's unchanged. But it's holding very well. Hasn't broke down, but it hasn't broken up. It's starting to show quite a bit of resistance in this whole 44 to 40, I'd say 48 area. It can go a little higher, but so far it's holding very well. I'll be back. Basil, Chapman, Tiger Initials out. Let me just see what the Dow is doing right now. Dow is down 67 points. I'll be
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento for the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are April 11th and 25th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
I'm not sure just where I was before the break, but I do want to go to this, which is W, which is Wayfair Inc., furniture, lighting, cookware, online, home goods, etc. I was a little surprised to see the chart, because this was one I looked at a while back, and I said to subscribers, this is definitely going to come back at some point. They're doing really nice advertising. From what I understand, it's competition that really was squeezing them. Certainly Amazon must have been involved there. But look at this. It's gone from the 20 level to where it is right now at 48.81. Very nice action. And the weekly chart has this V-shaped pattern that says, by this week, I don't know if it's going to do that. You should try for the 50. Nah, I don't think so. 51.19. That's at 48.79. Another 3 points to go. Well, maybe I have to extend it to this candle right here. Yes, I do. So that candle there. All right, let's just do this real quickly. It says that by the end of June, there's a chance that Wayfair, W is the symbol, trading at 48.79 or 43 cents. As long as it holds 40 initially 46 support, but it's really 45.42, which is the 14-period moving average. But if it's able just to squeeze another little bit out, go to that leg D, that's going to say that monthly chart, which is just horrible, is being circumvented in terms of the negativity by the positivity of this V-shaped pattern in the weekly chart, and you can see that in the daily chart. Look at that, Wayfair, very nice comeback. Yeah, I do have that target of 50 right there, and I have it for June. I like it very much. I'm surprised, and I'm pleasantly surprised. So there are some of those, and I've been talking about this for a while, there are some that are coming back independent of the market. They've had their huge bear market. Talk about going from 300 down to the 20s. So with that said, let me just say that the Dow right now, you're going to go over to Steve Rhodes. Should be a great program as always here. Dow's at down 82. I think the Dow's consolidating. It's seen the high just recently at 43,135 was it, and now it's just doing the sideways stance, and it's probably going to make slightly lower lows and slightly lower highs, at least for the foreseeable future, just digesting huge gains.